mean, you got a line item there that I don't know how that's allocated out, and, particularly because you got people, so with people with punch cards, they get golf balls for free.
I think so.
Right, so it's supposed to be factored into all that stuff, and I'm going, well, how do you end up, I don't see that as a line item where that is coming out, right? Same with the cart run. We got people all the time I see, 'cause I watch them go by, we got four sheets that have individual carts, and I'm going,
She said, we asked her today, she does that with, on the data, Lonnie,
yeah,
good to see you. She said that what they do is on the people, I guess the people walk up, 50% goes to golf cart rental, 50% to green fee. And I don't know why that's arbitrary thing, because they only give one credit card for one amount.
yeah, but, it's like, most places, it's like a half a cart, and they're required two people, and
Yeah.
so you got foursomes, and everybody's got their own cart, so how does that factor in?
Yeah, that's that.
So, anyway.
First item of business, we need to stand and give the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I guess I'll lead us in prayer. I don't have anything prepared, but are you on the phone? Oh, go ahead. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for just the freedoms that you give us. Thank you for our country. Thank you for this community. I pray that you bless our discussion today as we work through the matters of our city and our finances, and that we may be good stewards with what you have blessed us with. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right, are there any citizen comments? I think so.
As we go through.
Okay.
Probably because it's gonna be, they're all involved with the golf thing.
Right, yeah, it looks like everybody we've got here in the audience has some sort of involvement.
Yeah.
All right, so the first item is discussion of the debt service fund budget. And Will, would you like to
Yeah, let me grab it.
lead us off?
Hey, Bruce.
Hey, Bruce.
Sorry, I thought I had it right up there, and I apparently don't. In-depth. Well, the debt service is fairly straightforward. My apologies for not having it up there, but the total amount that'll be due next year is approximately $1,000 higher than this year. I will try throughout this meeting, I'll find it and put it up there. This is showing last year's, which was total amount would be $491,000 captured. Next year will be $492 to pay off our total debt for that year. Are there any questions about it? Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. State law allows the city, when we have debt, to capture enough sales tax, if it's approved by voters, to pay off our debt on its payment schedule. So that's one thing that we don't have to worry about. We're always allowed to cover our debt. Sorry?
Is that alarm tax?
Yeah, I was about to say, we don't have sales tax.
Did I say sales tax?
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant property tax, but yeah, ad valorem tax. Yep.
So, Will, we're only gonna get $2,000 worth of interest on the, we got a lot of money invested right now. That has not been spent for the contractor.
Well, this is just for covering the debt payment on that. That's not the.
It's not the.
Not our construction fund.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough, thank you.
So you're saying that this that we're looking at here is the ad valorem taxes that are coming in that's gonna cover the debt service?
That's right, yep. So that's the bond
The bond, yeah.
from 2004,
2024.
or, yeah, 2024.
Yeah.
So this is the INS tax.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Okay, should we move on to the recreation fund?
Sure.
Yep.
So here, this is our technically draft 2. It's different than the one I sent out on Friday, and actually a little bit different than the one I sent out today. I I made a correction to the bottom line of 2024, which isn't super relevant, but I wanted it to be as accurate as possible. Excel was doing something funky with the formulas. Anyways, on that sheet you have, it shows the last several years. I'm going to hide those up here. If you want to see them, just tell me, but it'll make it easier for us to be on the same page with everything visible at the same time. So I guess we'll just go down the list. First is our income. Here you can see our prepaid golf. I just hit it. I'm going to unhide it. Our prepaid golf has seen a decline over the last several years. Peaked in 2023 and then has gone down since then to 189, 175 in 2015, and then this year it looks like we'll get about $161,000 from that. If we're able to, and this will be one that maybe we won't be able to get that high. All of these are, subject to change, but I have budgeted $163,000. Kind of the inverse is true for our green fees. We've gone up over the last couple of years. We're gonna, if our sales trends continue how they have been throughout this year, we'll actually beat our budget by about $2,000. And I have in there tentatively $400,000 of revenue from green fees.
And green fees are from Golf Now, walk-ins, and punch cards.
Does that sound right, David? Sorry, I caught you when you were looking at something
I
else.
was thinking maybe,
Johnny, I missed all of that.
I said the green fees, the way we code it, the green fees are Golf Now, walk-ins, and punch cards.
Correct.
Okay.
And member play too.
Well, isn't that prepaid golf?
That's prepaid.
What was your question again? I'm so sorry.
Okay, we have two things. We have prepaid golf and green fees, and we're trying to understand what constitutes those two numbers.
Yes.
Okay.
Punch
Because
cards
the
and-
memberships
yes.
have gone down over the years,
Correct.
and the others have gone up. Okay.
But the punch cards are under the second item, the green fees, correct?
Yes, would be under, well, unless you've got prepaid green fees in there. No.
Now, prepaid's memberships, essentially.
Right.
Yep. And we got they're called prepaid, and they're distinct from memberships because we can't have the public golf course with memberships. That's my understanding. We can't have memberships at our public golf course. Is that right, Johnny?
Correct, yeah, just a play on words, basically.
Yeah.
Yes, we have to call them, we have to call them prepaid instead of memberships.
got it. Well, I think would it be reasonable to ask David if he suspects any change in prepaid golf in the coming year?
Yeah.
Any major
Feasible.
change?
What do you think, David?
I don't really see anything going up or down relative, I mean, where it's gonna make that much of a ripple effect. I mean, I think if anything, we're gonna see a little bit of a downward trend, just a small dip, just because of construction, and obviously because of parking, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna make that big of a difference where you're gonna say, oh my gosh, look at the difference here. I don't think it's gonna be there.
I know that there was like a lot of talk about all the different varieties of memberships or not memberships, prepaid golf that you could buy. Have we narrowed that down any? Like how many different packages are there?
There's just two. There's a 9-hole package, and then there's the 30 round punch as well.
No, we're talking about the prepaid
prepaid membership categories.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. There's the single membership, which is 310, the couple, which is 350, and the family, which is 410. Yes, that's been narrowed down to that.
Good, okay.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the prepaid as far as a punch card.
No.
So David, didn't we have one time we grandfathered some people, and then we went up on the membership for the people that started prospectively, and then we got a bunch of memberships that came in,
That was in 2022.
something like that, yeah. But are they still the grandfathered and the post
Yeah,
2022?
Yes, any member that was here before 22, they grandfathered in. Anybody that's joined from 22
Pays a little bit higher
they
fee.
They got the, yes,
Okay. And that hadn't gone away.
has not.
Okay.
Is that a monthly membership, David? Okay,
It's annual, but you can pay it monthly? Yeah.
okay.
Okay, but we do have some that pay annually, right?
Correct.
And is it to our advantage to have those because they get 1 month free, or should we just make everybody monthly? That's one question.
What's the
Yeah,
advantage?
I mean,
Well, right now, there's a few people that play an annual, and when they do, they only pay for 11 months.
So,
But if the rest, anybody else that has it, they pay monthly, which would be a 12-month. But my question is, I know it's not much, but as we're looking for any kind of dollars we can, is that a program that benefits us or doesn't benefit us?
It benefits the people paying, not us.
well, the thing is, it's a good selling point too. I mean, yes, you lose 1 month on the back end, but you get that money up front. And sometimes it sways people to, they would like to save that money and join, and that way, they're not having to worry about doing the month. That's kind of a selling hook is, they don't want that, you say, all right, well, we have it in an annual where you save a little money on the back end. That usually, if they're on the fence, that usually catches them.
Do we have many that do that?
No. In fact, you just mentioned, all the ones that we have in there have all been here since before 2020. All the annuals, and they're either long, they've been here a long time, or they came in before the 22 cut off,
Okay.
and they got the annual.
We're just trying to, think of how we simplify,
Yeah.
we understand.
So
what
these
they-
people that were grandfathered, are they paying the same rate that they paid in 2022?
It's the old 242 and the old 252 and the old 262. Those are the old memberships from back before. And yes, they pay that, and they're still paying that.
they increase 3%. You have,
No, the grandfather ones did not go up 3%. The actual membership went up 3%.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's reasonable to have some sort of inflation factor on the grandfather ones? Like at least 3% a year or something like that? 'Cause-
let me explain one of them.
okay.
Actually, you are right. Hold on one second. The 242 went to the yes, they did get that 3% because the membership actually went up like 9%. That's what.
I got it right.
Okay. And-
When we bought the golf cart, I think both Mark and Carol was here, we bought the golf course, they had lifetime memberships.
Mhm.
Which was what, one time in the 50s, wasn't it?
No, there was 25 at one point.
And basically, these were lifetime memberships were given to them by the previous owner. Now, some of them was just handing them a piece of paper and said, here, you got a lifetime membership. Some of them actually was, most of them probably was contractors that he gave them a membership to do work. So, we went through this big deal, and almost a lawsuit and everything else when we bought the golf course. And at that time, council decided that if you look at the ordinance, there is a provision in there, term lifetime prepaids or something.
Mhm.
So the council at that time said we wouldn't raise your rates. That got us back, what, 10, 12 years?
Yeah.
7 or 8 years,
Yeah.
7 or 8 years.
But those lifetimes are different than the annuals, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just talking about the lifetime.
Correct.
And there's not many lifetimes left.
Wow.
5 or 6.
I think
But-
there's 3.
3.
Yeah, there's 3 of us.
Carolyn, and,
Ordinance, it does not match what we are actually charging. So sometime we're gonna have to clean up that ordinance and get the numbers in there to match what we're really doing. And that's the only reason I'm bringing it up. Because if anyone goes and looks at their ordinance, now that they're online, it's gonna look strange.
Is the ordinance behind what we're charging?
Way behind, it's got, yes, it's very,
The rate's lower in the
well,
ordinance.
it also has some weird stuff in there
Yeah.
that I don't even know.
Was it before 2022, so none of the stuff?
Yes, I
that
think
you
so.
updated?
There's just, but I'm just saying, we just need to clean it up, so that's why I'm asking we need to clarify what we really are doing so that we can rewrite our ordinance, because now that the ordinances are online and everybody can look at them, we want to make sure that it matches. So that was my
Yeah.
point.
So does the ordinance need to be updated? Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. But we were waiting till we got everything online to make it easy for us to find it, and then
Yeah.
we have to work on getting it properly worded.
Johnny, didn't we clean up some of that in 2022 when we passed that latest ordinance? I think so. I don't know if you're seeing the same
It
one.
was a total mess before.
Yeah.
We had like 15 different, well, not that, 10 or 12 different membership.
Right, but now it still doesn't match, I know that. 'Cause I-
Well, it may not match, but I think we did clean some of it
Yeah.
up, I thought, yeah,
I think the dollar amounts don't match. I know.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right.
And then I have a question on the next line, the cart rental. When we were talking with Vanessa, she said that they take the cost of a round of golf, like a punch card or whatever, and you charge half to cart rental and half to the fees. Is that correct? Okay. Is that still the proper way of doing it? That's,
It's not half, when the green fee goes in, it splits the cart fee out, which is
Right.
$16 of tax, and then the other is the green fee.
It
So
doesn't go that way through our books.
it does not?
No. We've never been told that. But
no,
it's been,
she has to do it manually.
yeah, because what your books and our books never match.
Uh-oh.
Well, because there's always just so many discrepancies. We take ours on, correct, I'm sorry, I'm butting in here.
I appreciate
Ours is based on cash coming here. We don't look at their books because we've never been able to balance to their books. It's always been off. The auditors said the same thing. We can't balance to their books either.
Is that because it splits it out, and it's a different, it shows a different income?
Well, but you have so many debits and credits and write-offs and everything else that we don't get the information in, so we can't enter. So we can't enter some of all the information. I'm sorry, I'm jumping in here, I shouldn't.
No, I
By all
mean,
means,
but,
please do.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's why we were bringing it up, because while we have David here, and we also have two members of the advisory board, that understanding what makes up these numbers, because that's why we needed your input, you know.
So what system do you track your numbers on, David? I figured that you would just have a point of sale system.
It's in point of sale, yes.
Okay. And where does that get relayed to? Does it get emailed to the city, or do you have access to look at it?
We don't use this point of sale system
Okay.
for that.
We just reconcile to cash,
Ours is based on what comes through the
Yeah.
cash that comes through the door.
Yeah.
And the adjustments that we're given, because David does give us some adjustments and stuff, but ours is based on cash, strictly cash.
So whether he splits the green fee by 40% and the cart fee by 60%, it doesn't matter to you. It's just one
Yeah,
big
I mean,
lump
if
sum.
he tells us, then Vanessa can adjust,
Yeah.
but it passes in half and half.
This is strictly for punch cards.
And the others is all booked. The others, I would say, we're probably within 25% of each other. But it's just so hard because they do so many transactions, and some of them, it's just hard for us to track their transactions and try to enter that in QuickBooks. It's very difficult to try to figure everything out.
Well, since all of those are under green fees, how would you know which one's which?
They're not under green. When punch cards in here, correct me, Vanessa, when they sell $1,000 punch card,
Mhm.
500 goes to green fees and 500 goes to card.
Okay.
That's how we're booking it. Now, you're booking it different.
But the bottom line, bottom dollar amounts.
The dollars are the same.
Yeah.
It's always the same.
It's the same.
So it's.
What about
basically
trail
just-
fees, Johnny? Does trail fees go into cart rental?
But they're one and the same.
Right. Trail fees are that plus 50% of what green fees are then.
And what if someone has their own golf cart, how much?
We
Still
pay
charge it.
trail fees.
Still charge it.
Just the trail fee, okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so if you got punch cards, then what happens about the people with Golf Now or other ways that they're, because that's not the same rate as what your punch card or what the walk-up rate is? Is it the same 50-50 split then?
Golf Now, theirs doesn't split. They get the trade times, there's 2 trade times that they get, and then we get 100% of everything else that Golf Now comes in with day to day.
So there's no cart rental associated with the Golf Now?
No, they get, it's cart rental as well.
But is that part of the cart rental line item here, is what I'm asking?
It's not booked as a revenue.
It's just booked in green fee as from Golf Now.
Okay,
Not on our books. 'Cause
Not on
it's
your books,
cash. Cause it's a trade-off. We don't pay Golf Now nothing. Is that correct?
Right.
We don't pay Golf Now now. It's just a trade-off. We give them 2 rounds of golf. So it's kind of a trade-off. It should be booked somehow.
I think what Brent's saying is if I go and book a tee time on Golf Now and the rate is, I don't know, what's the rate?
57.
$57. Does the whole 57 go towards, in our books, as green fees? Does it show up as green fees?
I don't think so.
It doesn't show up to be anything.
How does it not, that's revenue though, right? We're not getting paid anything when someone,
We talked to the auditors, cause it's just not a whole lot of money. It's kind of a trade-off. So we get all, they provide us all, they provide us all the hardware, so.
No, I think he's talking about when the green fee comes in from Golf Now, is that what you're
Yeah,
asking?
yeah, exactly.
We don't see that. We don't here see that number.
Where's the money deposited then?
It goes to our bank. As soon as Golf Now,
Oh, those monies, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
here we
I
go.
thought we were still talking about your question about the 2 rounds of golf they played.
Oh, no.
That's not booked.
No,
anywhere.
it's not booked yet.
That's not booked anywhere.
I'm
It's showing
completely
the trade-off.
confused.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
reason I wanted it.
So a Golf Now hot deal doesn't show up as any revenue, is what you're saying?
No, yes.
Yes, it does.
No, hot deal
Just
does
those 2
show up.
rounds don't show up as either revenue.
The trade rounds don't show up as revenue lost or revenue in.
They reserve 2 rounds per day, or,
Yes.
yeah, so they get the revenue and they don't reimburse us for it.
oh, okay,
So
okay.
a Golf Now hot deal is $30, for example,
Okay,
and so they keep the $30 depending on.
for
if you book it.
two specific rounds a day.
But if they go through Golf Now and pay basically the regular rate, then that shows up here in the revenue and gets split out.
Yes.
Only the 2 rounds that you.
And it gets split between green fee and cart rental.
Now we got everyone confused on.
Yeah.
So basically, in a given day, if you have 10 bookings on Golf Now, 8 of them we make income from 8, and
Right.
2 are free.
Right.
And the 8 that we get is 50% goes to green fee, and 50% goes to, car rental.
That's how we.
That's how the city does it.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
okay,
let's keep moving.
all right.
So, one last thing on that, so then the memberships or the prepaids, whether it's a trail fee or they're using a rental card, how does that figure in? Is that some way calibrated into this as well? You're paying a monthly membership fee, so how do you, I play 24 times in a month, or I play 6 times in a month, how do you know what I'm paying and how much that goes to rental card?
Are you on prepaid?
Yeah.
On prepaid is booked whenever that revenue comes in, it's booked half and half.
So
So you can play
half
20
of
times.
my prepaid counts as a card, is what you're saying?
No, my
No,
cart fee
no.
is separate.
No,
You got trail fee.
No.
though.
Trail fee, my
Okay,
trail
so
fee
a
is
trail
separate.
fee or which would be the same if I had a membership, but I'm using a card here.
It's the same price.
So this, like on prepaid golf, 161,379. We really got twice that. We got 320,000, and then half of it went to,
Went to cart rental.
When we get a billing, I have two line items.
yeah, I do too.
One is trail fees, and one is the membership. So aren't those handled by different line items in our accounting system?
Yeah, you would think the cart rental would be broken down so it was really clear where the cart rental revenue is coming from, whether it's prepaid, golf now, or whatever it is.
Yeah, because
Instead
then,
of all lumped together that you
Where's
really
the
don't
trail
know
fees in
what,
this?
where those numbers are coming from.
I think in cart rental.
yeah, because then what it seems like is what I'm paying for membership, if you're taking that and then you're adding that extra $100 or whatever it is, or 92, it's 92 something for trail fees, and then you're taking that total and splitting it in half, then you're under-reporting the golf part and over-reporting the cart part. I think that's what we're trying to figure out, because, so just like what Mark said, even though it says we're anticipating 161,000, it's really more than that.
Well, but I think the 161 is actually correct. I think it's the, like you said, there's two line items on your bill.
Yeah,
One is your membership, prepaid golf,
Yeah.
whatever you wanna call it.
yeah.
The other part is trail fee.
But he's
And
saying they're putting it together. They just put it together.
It's all booked as cart.
Oh, well, okay. I thought that we said earlier that cart rental included 50% of the walk-up and that golf now green fees, plus whatever the trail fee is for the members.
Can we get all that written down? You
Yeah.
know, so because
Oh, well, we could,
of how I think the process is what we're looking
yeah,
for.
it wouldn't be difficult to add the other one.
I think the bottom line is everything's fine, it's just that they fit into different descriptions.
How detailed do you wanna go? I mean, if you can just keep
Yeah.
expanding,
Well,
Right.
No, I think what we're,
See enough detail, know what it represents.
I mean, I think one thing that we could do is break out the trail fee from the cart rental, right? Can't you do
Yes.
that and add a line item? That would be helpful to see a different line item that,
If
Be-
don't expect it till the next fiscal year.
no,
That's
no,
fine.
I mean, we're talking about,
It'd be hard to go back.
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no, no.
To recalculate, to find all of that.
I think what we're trying to
I'm
do
not
is to,
retrofitting, I just wanna understand, just basically a suggestion going forward, so we know what data we're actually dealing with.
yeah.
yeah, I think anything we're talking about is to start in the next fiscal year, that's why we're going through all of this, so we understand what constitutes these numbers, so that we can more accurately budget and project what we need to do. So,
Yeah, okay.
okay, can I ask another
Yeah,
question
sure.
here? Driving range income, okay. Is that strictly people that buy a bucket of balls, or is that come out of, because our green fees include a bucket of ball, do we take any money out of that and put that in? Okay, so driving range income is strictly people that buy a bucket of balls?
Correct.
Okay, that's,
Do you sell buckets of balls? I never see anybody pay for a bucket of balls.
and that's, okay,
I mean,
that's,
I know it says on the website $6 and $8, but considering that the balls are out there in the baskets, people just pick them up, whether they're playing that day or not. I've never heard anyone say they paid for it. You know, and there's no reason for them to, because the baskets are right there, and they can pick up a basket and go out and get balls. So I don't know how,
I just don't know what-
I'd love to see how the driving range income is generating that much out of the balls when I don't know anyone that pays for range balls.
Well, if you wanna stay in there one day.
I will, I mean, I'm just, that's what I'm asking, I'm just going, I don't see it.
There's,
With 90% of the people
Does, is the driving range income just from buying buckets of balls? It's not broken out from
What he
anything
said.
else?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's
Yeah.
actually that much driving range income, I was
Okay.
surprised.
It used to be twice that, or a lot more, until we started getting balls and whatever.
Okay.
Well, and that's the reason I raised it, is because, like Carolyn said, is this part of the greens fees, right? I mean, any course around here, you know, you go pay $73 to play at Legends, and they still hit you for $5 for a small bucket of balls. There's no other course around here that gives free balls, they don't include the greens fees. So since I heard that it was associated with the greens fees, I was wondering how we have that much income from range balls when was supposed to be included in the rate. That's what I don't understand.
The
So-
members, David, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was thinking the members that were members before 2022 did not have free range balls, so if, in order to get free range balls, there is an adder onto their bill for range ball.
There was, when we went up in the rate, is when we included the range balls with the membership.
But only for the 2022 after, or did you do it for the
We
previous?
give it, yeah, but you also gotta remember the ones before, the older members that have those memberships, very, very few of them go out and hit golf balls on the range. They just come up there and play, and that's it. There's a whole crew of them that don't ever use the range balls that are included in their membership anyway.
Okay.
Some do, but most of them don't.
Yeah, but the question is, I don't care whether they use it or not, it's just, do they pay for anything? That's what I'm
No.
trying to get, no. It's rolled up into their, membership fee, monthly fee, okay.
You know, several years ago, before we did that, you know, we're covering 18,000 rounds, 19,000 rounds, and we're generating $56,000 to $60,000. Of course, our driving ranges, right now, it's not the best condition to do anything.
No.
But we're generating, you know, a lot, you know, nearly $60,000 in revenues.
By
And
charging
by
everybody?
charging.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the anticipated revenue for this year is quite a lot more than what we budgeted for, almost twice as much. Do you, David, see that to stay on track around that same,
Probably not.
with the
I mean, it's not-
construction?
We don't have the short range anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Most of the practice area is torn, completely up,
Yeah.
so.
So it's probably a good idea that we don't budget for an increase.
But,
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
so probably, okay, so for the driving range, we probably need to take that down, is what you were saying?
I would say it's scoped, yeah.
Because that's what we need is just what you think it should be, so we're being realistic.
So what, 15,000 there instead of 23,000?
Yeah, probably, I would probably say so.
Would you say, Mark?
So, what I'm asking is, would 15,000 be an appropriate number rather than the 23,000 that that is in the far right column proposed
Mhm.
2027?
Yeah, that'd be on the safer side if it's not gonna continue being way above what we're budgeting for, or what, we budgeted for this
Yeah.
year.
Did y'all think that?
Just because you lose, losing your short range kills a lot, because a lot of people come out to, I want to hit, some on the short range and really work on the short game
Yeah, I agree.
aspect of it, and you take that out as of now,
Right.
all you've got is the range,
Or-
and that's not as appealing to as many
But-
people. So yes, I would say bring it down.
Okay. Are we anticipating putting that chipping range back in the next 6 months?
Couple months. 2 or 3 months.
Probably by the tennis court?
Well, no, the chipping range?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
chipping.
Oh, yeah, the chipping range, yeah, now
I know the,
no, I'm
No,
fine.
I know
putting
the
range. You're
putting
talking
we are,
putting
but,
range.
but do we,
It'll be 6 months or so before.
yeah, do we have any plans to rebuild a chipping area?
Yes.
And,
It'll be on the driving range.
right,
So if you're standing at the tee,
but-
it's either gonna be on the right-hand side or the left-hand side,
Right.
depending on where we have the.
and you
the water.
anticipate that maybe in January or
talking about the putting green? You're talking about the putting green, though, right?
Well, I thought we were gonna put the same grass on the.
Well, the chipping area, the little chipping green that we're gonna put out there, that's just gonna be mainly labor intensive. I mean, it's as far as
You're not
sculpt.
gonna put no green or nothing there.
But there'll be a greenish out there, but it's not gonna look like the one that was sitting out there. We can build it up a little bit,
Okay.
but that's just gonna be more labor than anything. The putting green is where that one's gonna be detailed.
Yeah.
That's the one.
And the
Yeah.
putting green is gonna be ready when, roughly? I mean,
It's hard to say now. We've
Yeah.
lost so much time with the rain. We haven't even poisoned it all yet. We still got 2 more treatments of poison to put on it. And
Is
so-
the ocean green, is that what you're talking about, putting
Yeah,
deep
that's
putting green?
where the putting green is going.
Okay.
All right, let's
Okay,
move
so
on to the next.
15,000
yeah.
probably is,
Yeah.
we'll just put that one. And then, I had one quick question. Is the handicap service a pass-through?
Yes.
Okay, so there's no reason, the reason I'm pointing that out, in the past, it was we made money on handicap service because we
Correct.
charged. But now, whatever we do, we just pass it on to
Yes.
Jen.
Jen does,
So-
yes.
I think we can, in the future, not have to worry about putting it in the budget because it's a pass-through.
Well, what I'm looking at here though is, dang it. If you look on, well, I guess it's third page. Well, just put it back, third page, yeah. You have, handicap service expense, 57, I'm looking at 2023, 5783. You look at
'Cause we-
handicap service, on the revenue side, 38.
We shouldn't have any.
And then you got, 2024, you got 3570 as income, but expenses, $55,098. So it says we're actually in the hole on this thing, and that's not really the case, is it? If what you're saying is,
It was for a while, but
Yes.
that's the reason we made it a pass-through, because we were getting so many people coming in with a handicap and bogus information, and so we were having to eat their fees.
Oh,
so they
okay.
returned
Yes.
for the next year.
okay.
Yeah,
But you still have to provide it for some, is that what you're saying? You got $500 worth, there's still some.
But yeah, the one that slips through their cracks, we'll pay them up here, and then they'll be on the books for golf, or for, Jim
So-
following year.
so if
Right.
you are doing it, then you charge them an extra fee?
Well, let's say Joe comes in tomorrow to get handicapped, we will take his money at that time, but the next time he has to re-up, he will do it through Jen.
Right, I understand that, but I'm just saying, do you charge them an extra fee when you set it up the first time?
Do I charge him an extra?
Do you rake some off the top?
No, we charge him $37.
And then you pay 37 to Jen?
I think it's $30, I think it's $30.
So you
Okay, so
rake
there
in,
is.
we rake
that's-
in $7
That's
then.
all we were just trying to figure out. So there is a little bit of a revenue, okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so moving on to snack and beverage sales, right?
We
All right.
skipped over tournament.
Oh, we skipped over
So-
tournament, I'm sorry.
Tournament next year, actually in the next couple of weeks, we'll have hot food available at the bar and grill. So hopefully that'll be more enticing for handicap, or not handicap, sorry.
For tournaments?
Tournaments. And this year, you guys really smashed our budget in a good way. We were projected to get about 35, if it continues, and I know you're booked up through the summer too, so 56,000, almost 57. I think that can continue through next year.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Do you think that's good?
You did,
Okay.
For a tournament, we get 100% of it.
yeah, but I mean, for a tournament, what do you typically take in for a tournament?
It depends on I would say on the average, $50. On the average.
Per person.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the tournaments typically have approximately on average how many people?
I mean, if they're gonna book the course, we tell them they 9 times out of 10 have to have 80 players to,
Yeah.
80 to 100
So then snacks and beverages, think that'll be about the same?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, because
Okay.
we,
So I can reduce that down. It might be affected too, other side of the coin, with hot food and drinks available next door, it might cannibalize some of our sales. So I don't know if we'll even get as high of sales next year.
so you're anticipating 37,000 to finish out this year?
That's correct. And then I had down 45, but I don't know if we'll be able to get an additional, $8,000 of revenue from snacks and beverages next year.
You're saying because the restaurant will be serving a lot of that?
Yep.
Okay.
So if someone's hungry, they're gonna go get a hamburger instead of a
Instead of a
peanut butter and jelly.
sandwich, possibly.
But a lot of this snacks and beverage stuff, David, is that like more so in the form of like Cokes and Gatorades and waters and stuff
Yes.
like that?
Snickers
Yeah,
bars.
those little sandwiches
Yeah.
that we have.
And the little sandwiches, yeah.
So I don't know what the process is on this, but are you guys prohibited from selling alcohol with the restaurant?
Yes,
That's what I thought.
okay.
Yep, and that was, just to fill in a little bit, that's one reason why we had $80,000 there.
Because we
for
thought he
this
was,
year,
yeah.
Because the ink was not, or I guess there was no ink, the contract hadn't been written up, and we were under the assumption that alcohol sales would go back to the city,
But it didn't.
but we went a different route.
So what do you want to put in for the 2027? What do you think?
I'd say maybe a 10% loss, so,
You wanna
35,
put-
yeah,
10% reduction.
yep, yeah, reduction,
35,000 or something?
yep.
35? Okay. All right. And you're still doing a pretty good job with the merchandise that people are buying, right? So you think that'll probably remain about the same?
Let me double check. I cut a little bit here and there.
So I've got that up on the screen too, right,
So,
right there.
yeah.
So we're,
What is the number?
sorry.
110.
Yeah, we're projected to get $100,000 this year. We budgeted 80, so we're 20 grand over. I put 110, but that'd be a 10% increase, which is hopeful.
Yeah, we'll stay.
Looks good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Uh,
So's the revenues. I had 940,000, but we'd be reducing that down.
8 by 18.
Way more than that.
Well, it was 8 off of the tournament, 8 off of driving range and 10 off of,
10 off the merchandise sales
Yeah.
and 8, so it's 18 less than the 940.
Oh, I see what
which is,
you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 22, 820, 922.
okay, all right. Expenses. Okay.
Okay, and we, this is kind of big picture, this next section, and we can go through it down to where actual expenses begin, if you'd like,
Okay,
which is just at the bottom of that first page.
right. And then second page gives us the detail, right?
That's right.
Okay.
So one thing I could use some clarification on is the dues and subscriptions. We have $900 in there and have had that for some time, but it never gets used. What is that supposed to be used for? And I know it's probably just being coded somewhere else, but if we can remove that, then.
we don't show any expense for it this year.
It hasn't been for like 5 or 6 years.
What's the difference between the dues and subscriptions under the administrative and housing expenses and the dues and fees under other golf shop expenses? On the next page. It's proposed for
Oh, yeah,
19
there's some,
this year.
there's an other golf shop expenses of dues and fees. So, yeah, we've got two,
And the same with office supplies in both places.
yeah.
And the numbers aren't the same. But they're two different items that say the same.
So it probably should just be in one place, right?
I would think so,
Unless they're
I don't know
different.
if there is.
yeah.
That might just be an error, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's just a duplicate.
Well, that's not exactly a duplicate because the numbers aren't the same.
yeah.
Well, that would be,
If the numbers are here, then you pulled it out of QuickBooks, right? So each of them have a different code?
They all do have different code,
Okay.
however, this document isn't from QuickBooks, so this is
Oh.
me taking it and putting it in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then most of them are calculated based on the remainder in this fiscal year. However, I did go through on some of them and edit, so that very well could have
Okay.
been me saying,
Yeah.
you know, we,
So should dues and subscriptions, if they were saying they're meant to be your, for the PGA, should that be under administrative and house expenses or other golf shop expenses? We just need to get consistent in where we put it.
Those would be under golf shop, because they're related strictly to the pro.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's under golf shop and not administrative. Okay, so we need to take dues and subscriptions out of that one.
And I don't know what that two.
And the dollar amount's the same for 2027.
Yeah, but
But you got it in there twice.
just, so we'll just take that one out of there.
Okay.
And then you show credit card processing going down because of, we expect less sales, is that?
No, we changed a different processor. We go through
Oh.
Golf Now as opposed to a private company.
Oh,
It
okay.
saves us a percentage.
Oh, okay. All right. House maintenance.
Well, the same thing, then they answer the office supplies. We talked about the dues and fees, but what about the office supplies? Do they fall under administrative or other golf shop expenses?
They go into administrative, but they have, there's two different groups. Because in the administrative, jump in here, Will. Under the administrative, that usually covers the postage and everything we have to do for mailing out all the bills and stuff like
Well,
that.
there's an item for postage under,
Oh, okay.
but there's also an item for office supplies.
Yeah, the office supplies, or changes to the office supplies that we use on their benefit here in the office.
Okay,
They have
not
their
in the
own.
pro shop.
Yeah, the pro shop has their own office supplies.
Okay,
And
so,
Okay,
So
that's
there's two
fine.
different expenses, because there's two different organizations, I get.
yeah, got it.
Kind of
Oh,
doing
okay,
this.
that's fine, if that's what that's.
All right, so that's city hall stuff, okay,
Okay.
all right.
And that works the same way with the water.
Okay. Then, under house maintenance expenses, you have utilities, you have water, sewer, and trash, and then we have the electric, which is for the pro shop,
mhm.
is
That's
that
right.
correct? Okay, and then, where do we put the TV and internet and all that stuff?
Can't remember.
Well, backing up on electricity, how come we have a $0 expense on that?
Oh, on that top one?
Yeah.
So that is because it used to be the, oh boy, what have I done? to include the restaurant. And in that agreement, it was broken out between, or as a cost share between the restaurateur and the city, and we changed how that was categorized. So I kept a 0 there to show that we weren't actually.
Which one are you on, Will?
I'm at house maintenance expense, electricity, restaurant, and pro shop.
Okay.
So we don't pay for the restaurant inhabit since, you know, it was demolished. But we do still have electricity for just the pro shop.
Well, yeah, I figure we would, but why is it showing 0 if we still have to pay for electricity for the pro shop, right?
So I made a different category, couple down.
Oh,
That's
okay.
just
Utilities,
utilities,
electric.
electric.
Oh, I see, okay.
Okay.
Is-
Mike-
That includes the cart barn, I assume?
No, it's separate.
Oh, separate,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what, but my question is, in the pro shop, because we have the TV, so we have internet, and we have the TV service, and phones, and which category do they go in?
Well, I'm almost certain it's gonna be the miscellaneous house expense.
I mean, it's, I'm trying to figure,
But
should
no.
it be in the house maintenance or other golf shop expenses?
Well, currently, I can't remember how it's actually being coded. I hadn't looked for a long time. I see bills every once in a while, so I'm kind of lost on some of them.
Yeah.
They were billed under water, water utilities, water, sewer, trash,
So,
and everything. Was
they're all under
originally-
there?
They were originally was. But we don't have any, so Will and I was talking about earlier, we have no, they have water, they have no sewer or trash cost.
They do have internet costs.
They will have internet, yes, the internet covers the phones and everything else.
And that's under utilities?
Utilities, water, sewer, trash?
So it's water, sewer, trash,
That's gotta be in there,
internet?
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be like utilities, the water, and it would just be internet, I guess, Will's changing stuff good, which is good. The
I'll
water
make
and
that the
internet.
note.
That,
So-
yeah, that should be
All those
broken out
utility services.
separately in the future, right?
Well, because it just doesn't say it, and that's why I was just trying to
Yeah.
find out what was missing, that's all.
Well, that's why it's confusing. It's like, well,
But again, what it is that, does that always come under house maintenance versus other golf
Yeah,
shop
yes, there's-
expenses,
there's
that's
about
all?
3 different deals, you got house, you got the golf course, the golf pro shop, and then you got the maintenance.
Okay,
But no one's charged sewer or trash except that we charge water. We do charge water
Okay.
for everything.
so we need to take sewer and trash out of it.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's just get that out of it, so we know
So-
that it's not there. And
In other
it's-
words, Waste Management doesn't charge us for dumping
We don't-
trash.
That's part of our contract. They don't charge us for the 6 yards.
so
It does.
Will, moving forward, can you know that we want to just show a line item for water expense
Yep.
and then take the internet and TV out and have a different line item?
Yep, I got
And I would
that.
think that internet and TV should go under the total or other golf shop expenses, shouldn't it?
Or under, are you?
Instead of under house maintenance expenses? That
it should
doesn't,
be house, I put water and internet together. But it's only 2 utilities you'll have besides electricity.
You have water and electric, right?
Because we can split them out
Yeah.
real easy.
well, why, I mean, is it
I'd like
that,
to see them split out.
yeah, is it that hard to have a different line item then?
No, it's just a pain in the tail to set it up. We
Yeah.
can do it. It's no
Well,
problem.
yeah, but for $4,000 expense, I don't think we ought to, what difference does it make, what's internet?
Well, as long as we know it's there, that was
Yeah.
my question.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's only what-
as long as I know it's in there,
Well,
that's,
like, it's less than $2,000.
So
Yeah,
water,
I'm-
phone, and internet's only $4,000, so you just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay,
internet is
that's
very,
fine.
very
Electric, you keep separate.
Add phone to that too, internet phone.
yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I knew where it was, that's all.
And we can put as many expense lines as you want to, there's no problems.
I just think, I mean, we don't have to do it this fiscal year, but it would be nice in the future, so we're not back here asking these questions again, like.
Yeah, we start with one with it.
All right, then,
All
What,
right.
and then,
what's
Okay,
the
then
next
on
line
the-
item?
are we ready to go to
Building repairs.
golf shop expenses, or? Oh, well, building repairs.
Those are self-explanatory.
Well, we have a new building, so there's not, shouldn't be a lot of repairs, right?
That's right. There's a couple little things we gotta do, but
Isaiah turned.
Here we go again.
we gotta get
You
that.
put a poll up, so I can't do it now.
Isaiah turned not.
I made one mistake.
That you got caught on?
I couldn't avoid that one.
You're not the only one, but a bunch of us run over that
Exactly.
extension, cutting that corner.
What'd you do?
Hit the side of the building, pulling out of the garage door,
Yes.
trying to turn onto that cart path right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's officially gone.
See, then I can't do it, so
Then
it's
you
not a
can't do
problem.
it, you got to go straight. We got to aggravate Isaiah every once in a while.
So, for house maintenance, then, if we, let's see, that doesn't, that's right, so that stays the same. And under administrative expenses, we were gonna remove the 900, okay. All right. Okay,
The 900 for dues,
for that
subscriptions?
dues and subscriptions.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Okay.
are we ready for golfing operations?
Sure. So, now we have our, first is salaries and wages. We went over a little bit on salaries full-time, which is both people who are salaried or hourly, and part-time as well. So part-time, I think a big portion of that is that we've had to, we've had some absences that are excused, but that means that someone else has to cover that shift. Hopefully in this next year, we won't have to do that as much. So I decreased it from our projected, which will be $80,000 of part-time help, or almost 81, to 70. And that's something I want to bounce off you two fellas. Is that doable? Even with salary increases?
Okay. Okay. So we only have 2 full-time salaries under that, right?
Correct.
Okay. And how many part-time do we have?
You're full-time.
Lots.
Yeah, I'm the only salary, and then Jason Cutler is also, he's also full-time.
But he's under,
But I'm not salary, I'm hourly.
but that's not golf shop, I'm trying to figure out where,
We have 3 full-time.
Just full-time, yeah, just salaries is, I guess, a misnomer there, just,
but is Jason under the golf shop?
yeah.
Okay. So you have 2 full-time,
Three.
and then part-time you have
3 full-time.
3.
Isaiah wasn't counting himself as full-time since he wasn't exempt. but he's,
Okay. So we have
Oh,
Isaiah
yeah,
and,
yeah.
David is an exempt employee. And then
Jason.
He's
yeah,
exempt.
I
Who
got
was
David
Jason?
and Jason as full-time, but part-time we
And
have
Isaiah.
oh gosh.
Carolyn,
Huh?
there's 3 full-time.
3 full-time.
yeah.
Okay, I missed that,
Yeah.
sorry, my hearing
But
is-
your question was how many part-time?
Yes, and then I was trying to get how many part-time.
And it's also,
We're laughing because he's trying to count how many part-time he's got.
There's a lot.
Not enough.
6.
They count the card. Did I bring that one up?
Oh, yeah.
That's 6. Tom, 7. Nick.
Okay, so
You
roughly,
got Tim, is that enough
roughly
for
6.
washing carts?
Okay. So I assume
We'll
they
say
have,
10.
they have various different hours in terms of part-time.
yeah.
Who's Jason?
Jason, you would remember him from the restaurant. He worked in the restaurant with Jasmine for a good piece back before they shut down.
Yeah.
He was here with me years and years ago,
Oh.
and he is,
He's been a godsend.
he's a godsend.
He was a cook when we operated it,
Yeah.
Really?
but he worked for Debbie some.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been around here for a good 20 years.
And so what does he do?
He's my cart guy. He does everything outside, and
He works full-time?
He does.
Oh.
So, you two, do you think that we'll continue needing $80,000 of part-time help next year? I have it down to 70.
I'd hate to trim it way down and then must be enough. I mean, that's,
I would too, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, you're proposing 70,000.
Which is what it was in '25.
Right.
I'd feel more comfortable if it was, I wouldn't want to go to 65. I would say 70, 72
Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you might be misunderstanding a little bit. So this year, we're projected to spend about $81,000. And so if we went down, are you saying, maybe I'm misunderstanding actually. You're saying you would be comfortable with 72, down from 80?
81, really?
Yeah. Because we have part-time, $81,000 projected to be spent by the end of this year. We had 65,000 budgeted, so we're $16,000 over. And so right now is the placeholder at 70. Can we see a 12% reduction in the hours worked for part-timers?
Is part of the spike up for this year because we had to hire more part-time when you were out, David, for medical?
Not really. I mean, it's.
You didn't, you brought the same number in? So he could be, we did without him then? We didn't have to bring him?
Well, the thing is, we're gonna lose, our four solid car guys that are here right now, we're gonna lose 3 of them just because of school here before too long, or a couple of months. So, I mean, just from attrition, we're probably gonna go down, but
Well, what about, because there's been talk about trying to add more marshals to the course, right? So that would fall under part-time. So we need a budget for that if we do intend to have more marshals on the course.
Do you pay the marshals or you give them free golf?
I kind of give them the choice. Most of them would like to get paid.
So these that you have that are part-time, they get free golf now or pay, or is it a combination?
Combination.
So do we know how much money is actually going towards pay and how much of it is basically going towards what would in essence be a golf and revenue, right?
I've got one guy that plays golf once a week, and the other guy plays maybe golf once or twice a week. Everybody else works. And there's not a whole lot of, our part-time guys don't really go out and play a lot of golf.
What about Colleen?
Yeah.
She plays twice a week.
Does Peter get free golf as well? So you're giving 2 free golfs plus you're paying them.
Yeah.
So the part-time people, they work in the shop, they work in the pro shop for you, and they also work with the golf carts?
All of ours we're in the process of finishing training all of them to do both spots. We want them to be able to, anytime if one of us got pulled onto the golf course for whatever reason, you can pull any of the cart crew and say, I need you to watch the shop for 10 minutes, answer the phone, and ring them out. I mean, we want them to be trained to do all of it.
Okay, that's what I was just trying to understand.
Most of them are too. I mean, they can go in there and pinch and bat.
All right. So if we're gonna lose the 3 of them to go back to school, then we'll need to replace them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
It's the vicious cycle of into the summer.
yeah, okay.
Don't get me started thinking on that
All right.
already.
So then, back to the question, you want 70 or 72, what were you,
You want me to stay at 80?
I mean, I would feel more comfortable with it on the option. You do, I mean, when you go down, we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
so you want us to keep it at 80?
Let's keep it at 80 and we'll
Yeah.
try to surprise you. How about that?
Okay,
That would be good.
He brought up a good point, because if I end up having to go,
that's true, because you're
Surgery.
gonna be out for a while.
I could be under the,
Yep. Okay,
what?
And I don't have mine.
I don't have mine.
Okay.
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 All right, the next are the benefit expenses for the pro shop employees. These are also pretty straightforward. We did have an increase, or I think it's 13-ish% for, healthcare, so
Okay.
this might not be quite up where it needs to be, actually.
So it needs to be higher,
Yeah.
so we need to raise it, so it's about 14.5, you need to raise that by 13%, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and I need to call our rep to see if we can't get a little bit better rate, because, they're trying to give us a big increase overall from, I think it was about $17,000 for the whole city per month to like 20, so it's big.
Okay.
But other than that, it's,
Okay.
pretty straightforward.
Johnny, on payroll tax, when, like David's off for, he's on just disability, do we pay payroll tax on that too? Oh,
Payroll, retirement, the whole thing.
okay. Just as if he's here, yeah,
If he goes on long-term disability, then it changes.
okay.
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 All right, moving on down. Here's the other shop expenses that we kind of talked about, some of them earlier. We have the dues and fees, which we can remove entirely, if I'm understanding that correctly.
No, we took it out of the other one.
We haven't spent anything in it in 5 years.
Oh, okay, so I guess we
There was
don't
two
need,
of them.
huh?
There were two.
It was a duplicate, but
Right.
neither's been spent, right?
Well, I thought one of them was for, pros, I mean, in case one of them's got PGA fees or something,
Okay.
membership fees.
And we
is
could
what
leave
it
that
is?
in.
Yeah, that was an administrative.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
They were
that was
taking
wrong.
that out of
That's this
there.
one.
Yes, this one.
This one. the
Have it in
administrative.
there, but have a 0 on it,
Yeah.
yeah.
So do we anticipate, okay, we're not gonna spend anything on PGA fees, so we could take that one out, but
Leave a line, but leave
leave a
make it
line,
0.
but it'll be 0,
Yeah.
right, for this year, okay. The driving range expense, is that really buying balls? Is that what that's for?
Yes.
Okay. So this last year, we only, looks like we spent,
About
they're
1,000.
anticipating $1,000.
We're gonna buy some more balls before the end of the year? Okay.
You bought balls over
We've already got them. We got them.
So there was maybe expense drawn. They're already here.
So why do we need a budget for 6,000?
Right.
I think they must have been expensed outright. Wrong, I'm sorry.
So for this next year, we don't need to buy any more balls? Is that what we're saying?
No, we'll get them for 27. We need them for 27.
Okay.
I think
Well, that's what I'm
happened
asking, for 27.
is that was about $6,000.
So-
It's about almost 8 now.
Okay, that probably was expensed out somewhere else. I know we got them, but we got a whole pallet.
Yeah.
That could have gone into the inventory.
Okay, so
Oh,
In fact, I think
inventory
it did.
purchases?
Yeah.
It's gotta be noticed, and I'll help Will.
Shouldn't be.
Well, what other expenses fall under driving range expense? Does that include, seating and,
Well,
or anything like that?
No, but any kind of repair, anything to go, like goes mishap with the picker or anything like that, that would fall on that as well, repairs.
So what should it be for 2027?
What should it be?
Yeah, they have 6,000 in here.
Oh, excuse me, but your driving range, that repair picker goes under.
Does that go under maintenance?
Yeah, I didn't know
Okay.
that. I'm sorry, Carol.
No, I mean, I think that's what I'm just trying to understand what it's,
I would say just to clean it up, I would just put, instead of that 1,000, I'd put 7 and call it good.
okay, put 7 instead of 6?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, because we did buy golf balls, so, or range balls, so that's somewhere in here.
And
Find out
then-
how much.
What is miscellaneous and supplies? Since we spent $12,000 this year on that, or anticipated.
Twice our budget.
Hmm?
Maybe that's the golf balls.
Double our budget.
That may be what golf.
That may be where the
I
golf
bet
balls
you that's
were.
what those golf balls are, because that's, if you look at the jump, that would be it.
Yeah.
So there's nothing else that goes into miscellaneous and supplies, so that 6,300 shouldn't be there?
Well, he's saying that the golf balls were around 7,000 or something like that.
And that's what we put in for driving range expense.
That's what should have been in there, but he's saying that,
It looks like it's the bottom, the line right below it.
yeah, he's saying that that was lumped into miscellaneous on this, categorized as
Yeah.
miscellaneous.
I know, but, okay, so if we put 7,000 in driving range expense, then we
Mhm.
still want 6,300 in miscellaneous? That's my question.
Oh,
That's a big bucket that's very big.
Yeah.
$10,000 in '23, 10,000 in '24.
Yeah, I mean-
100 in '25. Even if you take the 7,000 out, it's another 5,300.
I mean, but that amount of money, I think it needs to be specific of what it covers, that's all.
yeah.
What, I can tell you what happens there, is a lot of times it's uncategorized, when the auditors start doing stuff, that's their favorite thing, dump it in miscellaneous. That's why you see all those numbers so weird, so they'll dump it, instead of making us create 5 or 6 or 7 itemized
Yeah.
expenses, they just do a one lump journal entry, taking it from several different places that they find, and they dump it into miscellaneous.
Okay, so they use that to balance
They
it.
use it as a balance.
Okay.
account.
All right.
Slush fund.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not slush fund.
So,
I guess
but-
it is for
It's-
the auditors,
okay.
but it's not.
Anyway, so the point is, we need to leave the 6,300 there. That's my
Yeah.
question.
Because a lot of miscellaneous, that's what miscellaneous is.
Yeah, a lot of it. Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right, and then office supplies is kind of like miscellaneous, but that's pencils and paper and stuff like that, new printer, and inventory purchases. So there, I've reduced it, but if we wanna make that, $110,000, we'll probably still need to buy, this is if we don't spend no more purchases this year for inventory, shirts, hats, things like that, that's how much we actually have spent, that number
So
there.
inventory purchases is actually golf merchandise.
That's right.
Okay,
And apparel?
Yep.
Okay.
yeah.
Yep, anything in the pro shop that's for sale that's not edible.
Okay.
I ate my shoe.
So why is that number going down? Is it just because of the smaller pro shop?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and I got
So,
cut it last year because we knew we were going to do it size of shop.
Okay.
So there, do we want to go with $57,000 of purchases? These are just kind of placeholders where I needed,
yeah, my only thing is in the future, because over on income, we call it golf shop merchandise sales, and then we call it inventory purchases. So I've always liked to see the
Yeah.
naming be the same, so we know what we're talking about, if
Mhm.
possible.
Yeah.
Because inventory could also be, well, you have snacks and beverage below it, but that is inventory as well.
But we're showing the same for golf purchases and snacks and beverages. And the sales.
I would just label it something other than inventory, just label it the same as you got it over here on the revenue
It's
side.
inventory until it's sold. And once it's sold, it comes sales,
Right,
True.
but it's inventory up to that point.
I've changed it on the screen so it's more
That's
clear.
right, it
and I
says
can-
inventory purchases here, so I think it's better to say, golf shop, merchandise, purchases. Then you don't interfere with this
so,
vague term of inventory. Just says golf, in other words, it'll be purchases of
right,
clothes, shoes, and, golf balls, gloves,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So, David, when, do you know this number at the beginning of the fiscal year? Because when you're trying to buy stuff, like you need to know, like you wanna buy 500 shirts for the upcoming year. So you know what you have to work with.
Usually my vendors will come by in the fall and, kind of pick out, a couple of days in the spring and summer when they're gonna send stuff out. So I keep that, I keep a log just to kind of, where I don't overbuy and try to keep it, obviously we don't have a lot of room for back slots, so anything, we can't overbuy. Everything just kind of comes in and we put it right off the shelf.
Well, I I'm just asking that question because like, our anticipated budget for inventory purchases is almost 81,000, but the budget we had was 55,000. So I'm just wondering how we overshot that. Like, what's to,
I think we intentionally reduced the budget for 2026 because we anticipated much smaller golf
we,
pro
Yeah,
shop.
We cut it, I didn't cut it in half, we probably cut it like a third, I guess.
Yeah,
I know, but what I'm saying is that we're gonna be overshooting that budget by quite a lot. Like, our expenses are
Yeah.
81,000.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying, how do you know when you're over budget in terms of inventory purchases?
Yeah.
We're now calling it golf shop merchandise.
yes,
purchase.
call it
Yeah.
golf shop.
Golf shop.
Yeah,
shop.
golf merchandise,
That's a
yeah.
tongue twister.
Because it looks strange to me that both the snacks and beverages and golf merchandise are exactly the same expenses, but the sales are quite different.
You mean they're the same budget? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're the
Yeah.
same, yeah. I mean, then that,
Well, it should be because of markup, I guess.
Garrett, to your point, on the first page under golf shop merchandise sales, the budget was 80,000.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the budget for purchases is 55,000.
Yeah, but we spent.
That's the markup.
But we spent 81,000 in
Right.
merchandise.
We've had a continuing problem with that. And I'm gonna throw David under the car just a little bit, is we gotta have inventories. There's inventory once a year. So how do you know if your profit margins are working if you're not inventorying your products to see what you got? And I mean, we've talked about it several times, that it's labor
Yeah.
intensive. I mean, you know, it's probably a lot less now, but inventory has to be done because that's the only way you can really find your numbers. You know, if you're ahead, if you're below, or if you're losing or what.
Yeah, we gotta be able to check the physical inventory with what's being kept in the point of sale system. Yeah, cause it tracks it every time you sell it, it reduces your inventory and it gives you the profit margin. And, we should pull that up at a meeting, not this one, but we have that, but yeah, we do have to do some physical inventorying.
You need a physical inventory. I'm sorry, Dave, we've talked about this a dozen times. You know, it's hard. I understand, it's difficult because no one wants pro shop to be closed all day to do an inventory. Because
well, only
there's other
inventory
ways to do it, but.
I've taken is in a grocery store, and we took the inventory while people were still in the store.
Yeah, and
Because
you
it's a
subtract
basic
the
look at it, it's
sustained
not
sales from it.
perfect, so, yeah.
But,
Going
going back,
to do inventory, two inventories during the year, is that what you're saying?
Do more than one.
Okay.
Yeah, to me, I do it every month, but I know that's not feasible for you, but
At
every
least maybe
quarter.
quarterly.
Every quarter.
At least a
It
quarter.
takes 3 days to do it, that's the problem.
I
Well,
guess-
I think you have other people, we're not talking that y'all, because you're running the business, but you can get people to actually do an inventory, you know,
And it'd be me and Isaiah that did the inventory.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
What I'm
could you-
saying is
could it-
maybe even some of the part-time people, you just count,
Are they good enough, I mean, are they savvy enough to do it?
Oh, of course.
There's a couple of them are pretty
Yeah.
sharp.
Way more savvy than me.
Well, put them to work.
Okay.
When you, like Carolyn said, you can do it.
so,
You can
go,
do it while they're working.
Yeah.
And you just have to back out what the sales was
Yeah.
to get your numbers when you run the total sales.
going back to, Mayor Wood's question about how he knows when he's over budget, this one, we're over budget because David came to me and he said, I know we're at our budget here, but we've sold all these kinds of merchandise. Is it okay if I make this purchase? And I said, yeah, go ahead. Or I asked him, can you sell this stuff? He said, yep, I sure can. So
Okay.
I told him, go ahead and make this purchase. He didn't, not just willy-nilly buying stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah.
my question. I just wanted to know what the system was for,
Yeah.
you know. That's
And
good.
then these, Carolyn, council member Richmond, you pointed out that these two are the same, and I do wanna talk about those, because if our snacks and beverage purchases are gonna go down from this year, it probably shouldn't be higher than this year, so.
Yes,
there-
and that's, yeah.
we could probably do about the same amount there. And then golf shop merchandise purchases, if we're gonna continue and try to go even higher, we might need to spend more than the $81,000, though that's not a terrific profit margin overall, to spend $81,000 and get 100.
No.
That's not, we're making a profit on that, but we need to take a look. In my first email, I said we need to focus on our high profit margin items and push them, because we're doing a really, really good job of selling stuff, but we gotta make sure that we're making more than 10 cents on every dollar. Yeah. And that's something we have access to, and we need to do a little bit of a deep dive, and maybe the Golf Advisory Committee can help us look at that, because many hands make light work with this sort of thing.
A lot of people just wait until they go on sale, and then, so
That's
that,
always been the people here.
yeah,
Joanne.
like us old cheapskates, we wait for the sale.
Will, you're gonna change that 57,000?
And then with the profit margin's
Oh,
obviously
food and
been
beverage.
small, because
I'll
they-
change that.
because
I'm
people
just
wait for the
highlighting them
sale.
and then
Yeah.
putting next
Yeah.
to it what else.
Got it,
I'm just
okay. I
doing the
see.
same
Yeah.
amount.
Got it, okay.
So for now, unless there's any objections, I'll put our same, I'll just call it $81,000 as our amount that we need to purchase for golf shop merchandise.
Okay.
And you're increasing the revenues?
And the revenues have also gone up by about 10%. If I'm remembering this right. Yeah.
Yeah, we put the revenue at 110,000.
110,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which isn't a crazy, 20% markup that's still a steal.
Yeah. Yeah. And since we're anticipating snacks and beverages to only be about 37,000, and we carry some inventory, I just don't, but you wanna leave it at 57,750?
No, I think we should bring that down to, sorry, I'm all over the place here. So if we're gonna look at 35,
35,000, yeah.
we probably want, would that be
Well, you have to
20,
carry,
$29-ish thousand dollars?
I don't know, you have to carry some inventory, but I don't know.
That's when inventory changes every.
Yeah, that changes.
And they have, a lot of them have a shelf life where if you don't
Yeah.
sell them,
Right.
they just go bad.
Right. So does it go down to 30 or 30?
What's your profit margin on that typically?
Well, because we don't know what the inventory is right now. That's
Yeah.
where our problem is. So you can't really do a profit calculation.
29,000 or something? That'd be,
For 20%, yeah.
All right, so you want to take that 57 down to 29?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, with that, David, can we stay stocked throughout the year with that? I guess that's, yeah, and that's something I don't, asking you questions you can't really possibly know for sure, but,
You can make any number work.
that's the spirit.
Well,
Good thing about it is your, expenses go up, your revenues go up too.
Right,
So, I mean,
that's true.
the good
If
thing
he has to
about
spend more, then the
that one.
revenues
That's
will
what-
go up.
More for that.
Yeah, okay,
It goes up too.
yeah,
all right.
okay.
So what
Okay,
are we making that?
29
29,
for snack and beverage purchases.
so part operations.
even though, how much do we spend how much do we spend on purchases this year?
43.
43, yeah, 43. And we don't think, well, snacks about, and why would we go just to 29? I missed that.
Well, we're thinking that we'll sell less next year than we have this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
Yeah, obviously, because that's why the number's lower.
So,
Just
but if if we're gonna be selling less, we should buy less. Yes.
Yeah.
I hear you, but why are we selling less?
With the opening of the temporary restaurant and bar, they'll
That's what
crowd.
I was looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should sell iced tea, there's a huge markup on iced tea.
Yeah.
Even if you don't sell any, you lose $3 a day.
Get a iced tea machine in there.
Yeah.
Like a fresh brew.
Yeah.
Okay. Golf cart operations.
And I did a little bit of a drastic cut there, just trying to make our budget work. I don't know if $5,000 is feasible for cart repair and maintenance when we have an aging fleet that more of them go bad over time, so that probably actually would need to go up.
Okay,
This
so
kind of does segue into a conversation which we don't necessarily have to finish tonight, but we should entertain the thought of a new fleet. And I don't have that document pulled up here, but I can grab it really easily if we
Yeah,
wanna
that's the
talk
one
about
you
it.
sent out to
Yeah,
us.
that's
Okay.
right.
So right now, we've paid everything off on the carts that we have.
That's right.
Right?
Yep, we're
Okay.
debt-free on those now.
We're debt-free on those. Okay. And the age of those golf carts are, how old are they now?
The gas, this is their 9th season.
The gas are 9 years.
This is their 9th season, yeah.
How many of those roughly, David, you got
Fifty.
gasoline?
50.
50 gasoline still.
You wanna know how many are running?
Sure.
We'll say 35-ish.
Yeah.
Not good.
Hard to keep them going.
Has the council ever given any thought to leasing carts instead of purchasing?
Well, that's
In that
part of the
proposal.
thing that we're gonna be, I think the golf advisory committee was gonna look at. Yes,
Proposal, you've got a copy of that.
You got that.
And there is a lease.
there's a lease in
On
that, yeah.
proposal, it's got
I
the-
saw, but that's the committee.
Well, they're
Has
gonna,
the
they're gonna,
council ever considered doing that instead of?
we have in the
leasing
past,
instead
but
of
nothing's been
purchasing?
come up, because like last year, there was no discussion in the budget about golf carts. That's why we're trying to hone in on it this time. But yes, that is one of the things that they put together was David got the quote from the golf cart guy.
We looked, when we bought, we've leased and we've purchased. And you gotta look at the pencil, take your pencil out and calculate, because you end up, with the last calculation I did on the lease, you end up paying like 85 to 88% of the cost of the cart in lease fees. And you don't get nothing in return. So why not pay, right, do the lease purchase, and you own the cart when you get through.
Is on the, and it was a 5-year lease, it looked like in that proposal document.
I
that you
haven't
got.
seen it, so I don't.
I have that, but
Yeah,
if it's
60 months.
leased, just out of curiosity, is it maintenance free at that point? Do they maintain, or they maintain for those 5 years of
Mhm.
lease, like a car?
Yeah.
That's 35 grand.
Pay it out like a year or so ago, year ago.
So, and then,
They paid that a year ago, a year and a
and
half.
then David, to your 50 carts, 35 operational, aren't like 10 of those flat tires of the 15 that are out?
There's a few with flats, but there's a lot with other issues.
repairs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just remember that the other
Yeah.
night.
And those
Yeah.
carts are 9 years old?
This is their 9th season out on the golf course. And didn't they go out didn't they go out at the end of the summer of 17? Johnny, does that sound right? The summer of 17?
I was 18 because, remember, what's his name?
Yeah, Larry.
Larry took delivery on the wrong year model cars. They're supposed to be 19s and we got 18s.
Or was it 17?
I don't know, one or the other.
Yeah. Well, if they're not 9, they're 8. They're way past their shelf life.
Well,
But yes, I think, Mike, we do need to look at all of that.
I think that would be a good idea.
Um,
Because of the maintenance involved and the fact that on a lease, you can roll your carts every what, 3 years, 4 years, set a
Well,
term
you go
and
through
you
the
roll
manu-
over new carts?
If you go through the manufacturer before you pay out the gazoo for that, doing that too.
In other words, it's not free.
It's not free.
Well, nothing's free. I mean,
So,
Yeah.
when you purchase your carts, you're maintaining them, you're replacing parts and.
Yeah.
Well, how many you gonna have?
But I think that's why you do a
If you
analysis.
If you're looking at electric, just remember that cart bar's about to be rewired. And that means
Yep.
a bunch of money on electricity too, because meter charges. It's like,
Well,
Well, the good thing with those lithiums, they don't pull like they did on those old lead acid batteries, but yes, it's gonna have to be rewired and put more power in the farm for sure.
And that's not cheap. no.
Nah, it's not gonna be cheap either.
But all of that has to be, I think that's all in the analysis of, if you do that and you have electric carts and you've got to have enough electricity to do all of that. And that's all of
Stay with gas cars and just keep turning them around.
the analysis. But
Yeah.
that's where the analysis comes in, I believe.
We might be able to check and see if there's a grant to get solar, put it, there might be.
I like that.
Not no more.
It rains too much around
Yeah,
here.
maybe not.
Yeah,
But,
like
uh,
that.
You could just make the whole roof of the cart barn a solar
So,
panel.
but I think in this budget, because we don't have that data, we can't really include it
Yeah.
in this, but we do need to have it for the next fiscal year, because our building will be finished hopefully the end of September 2027, and then hopefully then we could be able to think about something in that the next fiscal year.
So for this budget, we're looking at what we've got, I mean, we're not contemplating leasing a new fleet or buying a new fleet for now, right?
For 2027?
2027, yeah.
Well,
I mean, we have to do a lot more research before we can make that decision, right? We're
Well,
not gonna have time to,
I think that's the
wouldn't hurt
problem.
to have a placeholder there though, in case, at least for a few. In other words, if we're planning on getting 20, then put it in for 10 or 8 or something like that. Put enough money that at least you got something in there.
Well, we still have a couple of months to do this in.
Mhm.
So if we could get that information of an analysis of lease purchase and see what we could do to replace some,
Yeah.
well, we
that-
could leave this as kind of our biggest contingency at the moment, right?
I
the
think
golf-
so.
Absolutely, yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be,
Mhm.
any kind of equipment it purchases, whether it's golf carts or tractors or whatever, is a big ticket item.
Yeah. But,
We can acknowledge that the 5,000 and 7,000 ain't gonna cut it.
no, yeah, right, no, that's true,
That's true.
yeah.
Will, do you know if that range picker is in that budget somewhere?
The range picker's in here.
Okay,
Yep.
I thought it probably was.
What does that come under?
That's at the very bottom.
Okay,
that's
we
down-
haven't got to it yet.
That's right,
Okay,
it's a
okay.
capital purchase that, it got cut from last year's. Last year's, it was, we got a tractor and a UTV, and it didn't make the cut. So, it's something that's definitely needed, because this model, it's been banged up and gets daily use, so. And how much do those run?
That was like 6.
Yeah.
So on here on the cart repair and maintenance, are we okay with keeping it as like this year's number?
Yeah.
7,000?
Yeah,
We
until
probably should be closer at 7 and 9, just so we have a little wiggle room, and they're gonna start, as things get older, their problems don't become less infrequent.
So then that becomes 16,000 instead of 12. And then if we can get other information and we can fit it into the budget, we'll try to do that.
Okay.
All right, moving on to the grounds maintenance expenses. So salaries, we're actually anticipated for our full-time, and again, it doesn't mean they're salaried employees, that's just their wages. So full-time will be about $5,000 under the overall budget. However, we do have $16,000 when we break them out for contract labor. That's in the form of our mechanic, who is, we gotta have our mechanical, or we'll be spending more elsewhere. So overall, our budget, total salary and wage expenses is gonna be about $13,000 over what we had budgeted for this year.
And how many full-time do we have?
Down at maintenance,
Yeah,
one.
one. How many part-time?
Total maintenance.
Well, it says grounds maintenance
No,
expense, I'm just trying to,
Groundskeepers.
huh?
What's that?
All the employees.
Yeah, it's all
Full-time.
but the seasonal guys.
Okay, one-time employees,
Yeah, 4 full-time and
two-part,
2 part.
three-part, three.
So how many full-time do we have?
And now they just said
No.
something
How many
different.
full-time, under grounds maintenance do we have? Four.
Four, yes,
Okay. And part-time, we have
three.
three, okay.
And those forgive me if I'm ignorant on this, but those grounds maintenance full-time employees, do they work elsewhere within the city, not just on the golf course?
They're just golf course.
Oh, just the golf course, okay. So you won't see them down on the street repairing anything? Right,
Well, now, the utility fund does.
Yeah, that's the utility guys that are,
okay.
they handle the other lots.
They do that only one time.
One, for like, the parks that the POA pays
Yeah.
the city to mow, those are utility guys that go.
Okay.
But then, yeah, if you see them mowing someone's yard, they're doing that in their own
So-
private time.
Do we have all four of them working right now, or some of them still out?
Yeah, we've got the one that was stabbed, he's back, but he's just on light duty, which,
Okay,
light duty for him is pumping it. I mean, he's
Okay,
getting
all right.
after it.
but, so we do have them,
We're fully assembled.
okay,
You need to know, Garrett, they don't mow the mayor's yard.
no.
I know that, believe me.
You're just full of them today.
Can't get a
And is-
handout.
And David, is that enough?
It's never enough, no.
I know, but I mean, I'm just thinking of when we're planning, if we never talk about if it's enough or not enough, that's,
Well, it'd be great to have 10 guys, but, you know, it's,
realistic.
yeah.
Before we took it over, and before he went bankrupt, while his full fund was running it, it was 9, they had 9 people in the golf course. And that was pretty well, cause Terry told me that's about what they had back in the
That's, yeah.
80s and 90s, they had 8 or 9. Because it just takes that much. If you can tell, it's sloppy.
I know, and that's the reason I'm asking, you know, what does it really take to keep the golf course?
Are you stretched really thin right now, or could you use?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's it's a constant. I mean, those guys, they don't have your normal typical day. They get here and, you know, there's water running down the street, or there's a busted irrigation line. So whatever their plan was for that day, they get there at 5 in the morning, they're like, oh, well, this happened.
Yeah.
So that plan's gone, and they gotta do this. And I got 2 guys that are Manuel and Jesus, that anytime we have a leak, those are my 2 top guys, and they're pulled off this job, having to go, you know, repair, irrigation or whatever it could be. So, yeah, it'd be nice to have, you know, other help to be able to do stuff like that, but it's not realistic. When the guys can go get a golf course job, you know, up the street or in Horseshoe Bay for $25, $30 an hour, you know, ours doesn't look so good.
So should we budget for, like, say, 2 more full-time workers?
That'd be nice, yeah, but I mean, it all comes back down to the irrigation system. And we've gotta be able to have guys that know how to work on that, and
Yeah.
there's just not there's not many out there that know how to do it. That's where we get stretched. Anytime we have irrigation problems, the golf course suffers, because my guys are having to go chase.
Well, if we
leaves.
budgeted for that, could you actually find the people to work for you? How long would that take?
It's gonna be tough, because there's not, the people that know how to work on hydraulic irrigation are all 70 years old and above.
Real fast like that.
Yeah,
let's look at a broader, higher range, 30,000 foot level. If they identify that one of the biggest problems is irrigation, because really to get a good lie and have a nice looking course, irrigation is the thing that's driving it. If you look at, if the golf course committee, and I assume they will come up with something that zeroes in on irrigation, then it would behoove us to have something in here that we could extra hand that could help us out.
Sure.
Yeah, so.
100% agree.
I don't know what it'll do to the budget if we advertise for one, but, if we don't get one, we're not, all the recommendations we get won't be able to be implemented because we don't have the personnel.
And one addition that we can consider for groundskeeping aid is tree service. So I already called Whirly Tree Service. They have the best price for a single day to come in. They're gonna come in on the first day of, they're gonna come in on the first Monday of July. And they're gonna just work for an 8-hour day. I think it's 5 guys, and it costs $2,100 per day. So if we had them do that each month, it's about 25 grand, $25,200 to be precise. Probably a little bit cheaper than our own employee coming in, and I think by the end of the 12th month, they would have the trees under control. However, there's more that needs work than just the trees, so. you
Where
know,
would that fall under? Will the
Well,
contract labor?
It could go under the contract labor, yeah,
Right now, you're showing,
and it's not in there right now. I don't have Whirly in this budget, or any tree care professional.
what is in contract labor? We've got 16,000.
That's
for
our
this year.
mechanic.
The mechanic.
Okay.
That's all unbudgeted.
Yes.
So,
So we would take 17,000 and add 25,200 for Worley's tree service monthly.
That's right. Yep.
That's, I would recommend probably.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Well, we'll get some of it done this fiscal year because we
Yeah.
have till October. I mean, we have like 4 or 5
Yeah,
months
that's
left
okay.
until
So
October
for the-
1st.
so that's
So
gonna,
subtract
part of it's
out
gonna come out of
August,
this year's
September,
budget.
July, August,
Yeah.
September.
Yeah, 3
So a
months.
quarter,
Yeah,
so bring it down to 17 or 18,000.
But we didn't budget for that.
huh?
We haven't. It would be $2,100 of unanticipated expense to get
Okay.
these trees, but there are some that we gotta have cut down or they're gonna fall down.
But we have that in our budget to,
No.
Where are we finding it in the current budget, I guess, is
yeah,
the
that's my
question.
question.
It would, let's see here, it would add on another $2,100 to the net loss.
Oh, so you're just going beyond the budget, I guess.
Yeah, because we had a 0 budget for it.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was gonna find it somewhere else, like, yeah.
Well, we'd have to transfer in from another part of the funds.
Well, we could pull it from cash reserves, absolutely. It's just, it's not, there's no way to sugarcoat the fact that it's not in the budget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're saying it's a dire need.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So we do 1 year, or let's just say we did 12 months,
Mhm.
but July, August, September are gonna fall into this fiscal year.
Yes,
So 9 times $2,100 a day, 1 day a month, is 18,900 that we need to add to this contract labor.
That could be how it's sliced up, yeah. I wasn't sure if we wanted to continue with more than 1 month this year. I just know we have some trees that residents have been calling saying this is on golf course and it's dead and leaning towards my house. So wanted to get those knocked out really quick.
yeah.
We spent about $6,000 already this year on trees that fell over from the houses.
Yeah, probably gonna save, no way of knowing for sure, but right now we're rebuilding the residence fence, we've replaced their gutters, there's been roof damage. Yeah, they're starting to fall on people's houses.
So should we just take care of what we need to take care of this year and then start the whole plan, the 12-month?
I would, I would put that in
Yeah.
there, and then, because.
With the new year.
Tied in and
Yeah.
counted as a
within,
fiscal year expense, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Worley did my trees recently, they did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
I know y'all use them.
well, because a lot of them need a lot of trimming. I mean, you know, they have a lot of growth on them, there's a lot of dead branches. And then what I'd like to do is, any of the mulch we have, I really would like to mulch some of those trees, because they're bare roots, you know, but.
When you talk about tree removal, are they just gonna cut the tree off at the ground level, or are they gonna remove the stump as well?
I think they have a stump grinder. I'm not,
We've got one too.
yeah, but I think that's part of their service is that they cut it and then grind it down.
Okay.
I don't think they go after the roots, but maybe that's something that our guys could focus on. They could do, Worley could do more cutting and less grinding,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Because we took our chipper up to.
Okay.
The oak trees, we used our chipper in our truck.
Okay.
Okay.
So you got that noted, Will, to add the 25 or whatever it was? that the-
18,900 to this budget.
Well,
It's 2027.
what do you plan to spend immediately in this year's?
Right now, 2,100,
So
and then,
25,200 minus 2,100, right?
Well, yeah, that would mean that you would wait until October to do anything more?
I think that's what we were discussing, because we're gonna have to,
well, I was thinking, so I called them, said we need help with these trees. What's your price? 2,100, so they're gonna be here in July. I haven't set anything up beyond that. And then that's sort of separate from, do we want them coming on a reoccurring basis? So we could just say first of the month, or first Monday of the month, every month for 12 months. And I might be able to talk them into giving us a little bit more of a discount, but it sounded like that was their price.
It sounds like you're gonna have to designate which trees you want them to work on or remove initially,
Yeah.
and tag those trees somehow, paint them, whatever, just to get rid of
Yeah.
those. And then as far as the maintenance goes, then you could
Yeah, I know,
So-
decide to start the next fiscal year, just start on one and
yeah.
turn them loose.
Well, I know on 13, the one that used to have the snakes, it looks pretty dead.
I cannot believe that tree has not fallen down.
I know,
We talked about that.
I know.
Windstorm.
Yeah,
You know, Trey marked that tree or roped that tree off 3 years, 4 years ago.
He was worried about it falling in,
I
I
know.
was too, and
Yeah.
that thing,
Yeah.
it's like petrified forest.
so what does the council recommend in terms of starting this monthly maintenance plan? Start it now and continue until the,
well, you know, I think we have to put in the 9-month, you know, we could put money for the budget, and I think if we can find it in this year's budget to do as much as we can, because it's gonna be, you know, they're gonna, the trees are suffering, and if we don't start getting some of that dead wood off of them and getting them trimmed, I think we're gonna lose more.
so we're just gonna have to come up with some cash reserves to cover the next 3 months, basically.
Okay.
July, August, September, yeah.
I mean, that's what I would think that we ought to do.
The other thing is, really, all the trees need to be looked at. Because some that look real good, just like that last one fell over,
Yeah,
that tree looked
Oh.
good.
yeah, I think they all have to be
Not the
looked
last
at.
one,
Well,
the
that
one before
kind of
last.
tree that was at Lakeside Park, we took down 2 years ago. The year before, that tree was great.
Yeah, well, the one that flew over into the house, not this last one, the one before,
Yeah.
over on.
Number
off
5.
Western.
5.
Yeah, that tree looked good if you just looked at it.
It was full of termites, I think, down below, wasn't it?
All the taproot,
Yeah.
everything was eaten up.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What about the second one over there? Was there another one that fell
The
pretty?
second one fell on 16.
I thought that was fine.
So is he planning on also just trimming
I
any
think
tree?
there was two
There
on
was
5.
two on five.
Yeah.
Well,
There was one right
he
here.
said if you want, you can mark the ones you want us to give special attention to, or they can just come in and on a whole
The
and
same house that I hit twice.
just get them all either cut down or trimmed
Well,
nicely, and just keep
I
going.
think he will know, because it's like, I have a pine tree that's dying, and he told me, just leave it alone for right now, it's still sturdy enough, because he does, and I think he will know which ones are in dire shape that need to be done.
Yeah.
But eventually, we really need all of them trimmed up. Because like not too long ago, we had huge branches fall on number 1, and they were, you know, and our guys had to go pick it up and cut it up and stuff. Yeah, yeah. So,
Pine trees are notorious for that.
yeah,
They still close them.
Yeah, we get a heavy wind. There's any-
anyway.
I would imagine the pecans are gonna have an unbelievable crop this summer, or this next year, so I would.
We need to get them trimmed because if they're gonna get heavy.
Limbs will fall on their own.
Well, that's true, because before some of those things start setting, because most of our pecan trees are on 5, 6, and 7. That's where the majority of them are, I think.
Cause John Aaron counted them, and I can't, God, I can't remember the number. That was, 5, 6, and 7 for most of them.
Yeah, that's where most of them are, is 5, 6, and 7.
102 or something like that trees.
They're,
There's 152 on the golf course.
right,
Okay,
Yeah.
152 is what
okay, you got
John Aaron.
165 of
John Aaron
200
counted
and.
on the.
well, that's true,
17.
we have the data
Those
from
are all
them,
gonna be holes 1 through 6 or 7.
yeah.
All right, let's move on to the
Okay.
next step, next
Yeah,
item.
Yeah, the employee benefits, kind of the same, we have an increase, I'll double check on that, healthcare. And also I'll have a figure for next time we meet about doing a flex savings or medical savings account. That's been brought up
Okay.
before. It wouldn't be more than probably, 1% of a paycheck going in there, but I'll have harder figures. Then, fuel for grounds maintenance expenses.
So this is other grounds maintenance.
That's right, so here, this is anticipating a drop in fuel due to an end of hostilities and a couple other things, but I don't know that I can confidently say that fuel is gonna drop by a couple percentage points in the next year. We also have fertilizer, which is directly affected by that same kind of economic system, and our chemicals.
Does all those look good, David?
I'm looking.
Okay.
I wouldn't think that chemicals would drop much compared to what we've spent this year, would you?
Probably not much,
I would probably budget for what we budgeted for last year at least, right?
Okay.
Probably not gonna be, it's not gonna be as expensive as it was. a
Yeah, and
couple
these,
years ago.
anytime you see a reduction like this, it was me trying to get us to zero with,
Yeah,
Right.
11.5 in 2024.
in there, I need to check on the sand, soil, and seed. We've only spent about $2,000 so far. Is that a purchase we're gonna do at the end of the year?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well,
so actually,
well,
Yeah, I think
actually, will be, the stuff for the putting green comes under our,
New construction.
it's under the bonds that we have, right? So we don't have to worry about what, okay.
Was that, Mike, was that budgeted in the cost estimate for the new building?
Yeah.
Rebuilding that?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's included in
Good.
that. Yeah.
So, thinking ahead.
I think that's probably good. As long as it, you know, it's, over something in there, I think we're good.
Okay, so $12,000 would be enough for the sand, seed, and soil?
About 17,000 the last 3 years.
For fuel?
No, I'm talking about sand, seed,
Yeah.
soil.
Yeah, we're gonna have, I think we're gonna have to bump that up a little bit. I don't think it's gonna be as expensive as it was a couple of years, but I think it'll still be at least 15 to 17.
So why did we budget last year for 26,000, but we've only spent 2,000? We haven't done it yet.
Well, don't they usually do it in September?
So I
Well,
guess
they
we
seed
are
in
gonna spend that.
September.
Okay.
That's what,
So we
but,
buy at the end of the fiscal year,
yeah,
and that that year, we bought, we never got invoiced until the following year, if I remember right. Is that what you remember too, Bill?
I think so, but it wasn't showing up for this year.
I think there's, yeah, I think
I can clarify that a little bit.
Um,
That's why I had it read to
that may
begin
be
with.
like, it was double, one year it was double bill, not double bill, but we had two seating
Right.
purchases.
And,
At the end of the fiscal year, or beginning of the fiscal year, and end of the fiscal year.
and I know we have to do something with 10, like, soon. So where are we putting, is that coming in this year's budget or next year's budget?
That'd be
Or
the-
what are we gonna do with
T-box,
it?
The T-box?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, 10,
Where-
number 10,
The waste area?
Cart path,
The lake.
pond.
the pond,
Oh,
the erosion.
geez,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a project that we'll have to get someone else to help figure out. No, you're talking megabucks.
Well, I know, but my point is that that's something we're gonna try to do in the next 3 months, or is that something that we're gonna have to try to
In
budget for next
2027.
budget year?
Let me get, listen, Mike and I, let's go look at it, and we'll let you know next month, the next, your next, well, we'll probably look at it tomorrow.
Okay,
We're gonna meet again tomorrow.
And tell you about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've got to do some temporary, for sure. Permanent's gonna cost a bunch of money, don't you
Yeah.
think?
Can we use any of those rocks, Johnny, that they're digging up now? I guess they're not digging up any.
I don't know if they're not digging it. Yeah, that's what we talked about afterward. We said, gosh, dang, we missed an opportunity to get some free rock.
Yeah.
Well, some of it was already broke up and small enough that we could use.
Well, I know Ryan is working on our church.
Uh-huh.
He is digging up piles
I
that
need
go
to ask
20
him.
feet high. Ask him if he could
Yeah.
haul some of those over here.
yeah,
I'll
because I
ask-
think they still have one more retaining wall, but they got more rocks than a
They
retaining
got more
wall.
rocks than they can shake a stick at.
So if we
What are
could
they
get
doing?
some of those,
What are they doing with all the soil that they're taking out the truckloads? What are they doing?
We've got most of it. We've used most of it. We've got some steel stockpile. We used a lot of it to cover up some concrete and
A lot of that could
leaves.
be put on, there's a lot of low places and holes in the golf course
Yeah,
itself.
just-
that could be-
That would be what the first, the new employee, that'd be his job, wouldn't it?
The level of the range.
We got a bunch, we're stockpiling, it's all ours, so we'll.
Oh, good, I'm glad I saw it being hauled off.
No, it's not being hauled off, we're all stockpiling.
Could you put some of that down in 10? Build that up a little bit so it's not such a low sunk-in area?
Oh, that ugly slot?
Yeah, the waste area down there.
Oh, that's where it's been, that's where it's all been.
No, the soil from up that you bit, it's up where the building's going. That down there along the cart path and next to the pond, it's just
Oh, okay, yeah,
muddy.
yeah, that one, yeah, that's why I said that, the ugly end,
Yeah,
right at the T-box.
yeah, next to the, no, I'm talking about
it's
down
further
by
down.
the pond in front of the ladies' tee box, all that waste area where it's just mud and nasty and.
Can't get
it's
anything to
always
go
low.
down there. It's right across the pond.
He's talking
It's
about
on the
putting
other
that
side of the cart
topsoil in
path
there,
for the
Johnny.
pond.
He's talking about putting some of that topsoil, you're talking about the topsoil that's up at the on the
It's
side.
being hauled off or
Moving it,
someplace, why
moving it
couldn't we
down
take
there.
it down there and build that
Yeah,
up?
that's what he's talking about.
Not on the pond, but on the other side of the cart path, where it's got a little valley.
Always a mess.
Where all that dead, where there's nothing growing, it's just mud.
That's on the left side of it.
Yeah, on the left
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, we're on the right page, y'all had me off somewhere else.
yeah, so,
He's
Well,
talking
we-
about putting some of that topsoil down there.
Yeah.
Build that up some.
It has to be
Seed
cut
them.
and drained because that problem is it's not draining. So we talked about having to put a fridge train and a bunch of work in there to be able to get that thing. Because that probably should be your premier hole, and it's the ugliest one.
It's ugly, it's hideous.
Yeah, but we were talking about the retaining wall or something on the other side.
yes,
That's
but
gonna
we're
be-
talking, but he's
It's not gonna
talking,
be no good putting no dirt in there because it's just gonna wash
Yeah,
you.
it's not there.
So build it up and do what you need to do there so that, you know, I mean, cause that water ends up going into those houses anyway when it overfloods down through there. So if you built that up, so you've got a pond there, I don't understand why that part can't be draining into the pond, because the pond overflows
The
into.
way it drains now, it drains into that ditch, it goes down St. Andrews. That's what it,
Something ought to be designed there so that it's not.
Well, that's part of the golf, we'll get all those recommendations under the golf course
Well, I
committee.
agree, but that's just talking about the
Yeah.
dirt that,
Yeah, but at least we know that the dirt's not being hauled off, right?
Well, as long as the dirt's not
Yeah.
being hauled off.
that was the main thing. I
Yeah.
didn't,
Tar dirt.
Yeah, so,
we got places to use that dirt.
so the numbers for the chemicals and sand and stuff does that need to be changed, or is it okay where,
Probably needs to be up just a little bit.
okay, would,
15 to 17 is what you kind of said, David, earlier.
Yeah, I got
Which is right on.
That's
par.
right at where it's been traditionally.
Yeah.
which one?
sand, soil, and seed.
Sand, soil,
I'm
seed,
moving
about
that up.
17,000,
Yep.
Make it 17 instead of 12?
yeah.
Okay,
I think just to be safe, yes.
okay.
Okay.
And then same for chemicals, since we're probably gonna get about $12,000 of purchases this
So
year.
you wanna send the chemicals up to
About 13 probably.
13? Okay,
Same as last year.
okay.
All right, and then, equipment repair and maintenance, I think we have a zero turn, is that utility department has a zero turn
You-
that's out?
Yeah, that's utilities.
We have a zero turn as well.
That's yours? Is it out with the clutches out?
No.
Okay, that's not this one.
Yeah, Robert was on it just the other day.
Okay.
So where is that piece of equipment we were talking about? Where does that go?
Sure. That's, down a ways under the non-operating expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Oh, we're not
first-
down there. Okay, I don't wanna jump down there. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, moving on to utilities for other grounds maintenance expense. Electric, kept it a little bit above what we're anticipated to spend this year. Irrigation, electric is about the same. So that electric, by the way, is for the maintenance building, or, this, right by the wastewater plant. Water, sewer, trash, cut that just a little bit from this year. Hopefully won't need as much water, and we're getting a good deal with trash.
And that's for the maintenance building.
That's right.
This is all the maintenance building, okay.
Raw water purchase, we actually, right now, I have $4,000 in there. As of now, we haven't bought any raw water, and hopefully we won't need to. I need to check and see if that was like a,
Have we paid
Depends on
off?
what the weather does, cause if we run out of fluid, we have to buy water.
right.
Johnny, remember we put in pipe, paid for pipe for the capital expense of that, and then they gave us water for free for up until we got our money back for that,
10 years, and then,
Huh?
for 10 years, I think.
for 10 years.
Well, no, they didn't give it to us. I think the first 5 years was free or something like that, but they held the price for 10 years,
Okay.
and it's gone up 30% since.
So where are we now in that 10-year project?
Like 7 or 8 years.
I think it's the 8.
8.
Okay, so we still have, so the price is still
The
flat.
price is
Yeah,
still.
we're still capped.
It's a 12-year, if I remember, it's a 12-year contract, and they'll guarantee us the same price for 10 years, and then, the second 2 years, it will be a negotiated price or something.
I'm sorry, is this from the city of Marble Falls? Is that what you're talking
Yeah. Is there any way we'd want to up that volume so we have more water to irrigate with, particularly when the ponds go down?
It's unlimited.
Oh, it's unlimited?
Yeah, now it is. Before, we had a lot of issues when we first started,
Okay.
so they hadn't built up their whole system, but now, we can use almost all we want. As it stands now, that may change.
Yeah.
But we got to pay for it.
We have to pay for it.
Yeah.
It's 100.
Okay.
Well, they have an incentive to tell you to their,
$43 an acre foot. Don't hold me to that exact number, but I'm remembering or something from.
How much?
$173
$100 per acre foot?
or something like that. And I think it's like, oh, what it is now.
All right, well,
Okay.
the
Solve that.
budget that we're proposing is 5,500, which is the same as this year's
Yeah,
budget.
so in case it's needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and underneath that, I think I caught a typo of mine. I had $5,000 for small tools, I was
Oh.
cutting that to 500.
Okay.
We spent 567 so far,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 600.
Well, 600 for the small tools, okay. All right.
And then this equipment lease purchase principal, that was, this was the last year that we had that, so that's dropped off. The 23,625 is because during this fiscal year, we transferred $47,250 from the general fund to the recreation fund. But part of doing that was it had to be repaid in 2 equal portions for the next 2 calendar years, or fiscal years. So half of that is 23,625.
So we paid half, and so this next fiscal year, we pay the other half?
Not quite. So we moved the money this year, so next year we'll pay the first half.
Oh,
And then
okay.
the fiscal year '28, we'll pay the second half.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving down, if there aren't any other questions on that, we have a tennis court. I have $1,000 for maintenance in there. We've spent $883 this year so far. It needs a lot more than that, but.
What about the
That's
electricity?
That's
Yeah.
electricity, well,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
look
sorry,
at
I
the
was
line above
misreading
that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we've spent $0, sorry. We haven't spent anything on the
Maintenance.
maintenance there, but we do have the electricity, so I
But
put
we have,
$1,000
that's
there.
because we were leasing it to Lance,
Right.
and now then that's gone away.
So now we have to pay the electricity and the maintenance, and there's some maintenance that has to be done on it, right?
The windscreens.
Windscreens,
Windscreens, and what would that be?
$7,000 or $8,000. If you buy good ones, I think that's what it cost us last time.
Is
How
he
much?
done right now with the lease? Is the lease over?
Yeah, terminated.
So the windscreens,
But we could probably get by with doing part of this year and part of, this next fiscal year and part of next.
all right, so how much should we put in there?
I put 4,
4, yeah, makes sense.
because, Ricardo Guia maintains it for us. So we're providing materials and he installs everything. But he's the tennis pro, so it's kind of.
Yeah.
So 4,000, okay, all right.
One thing that, regarding the tennis course lights, is I'll get with Will and, cause I didn't know PVC's doing it, they are doing it, is give grants, to see if we can apply for a grant to replace those lights like we thought we were hoping to do, and they turned us down the first time around. But they have changed some stuff around. Somebody else already did, put all the lights need to be replaced, cause we can't get cars.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them not working now, we can't get cars. We're just, their capacitors are out.
That probably wouldn't cover every light though, would it?
But we got
The
a
whole
grant.
expense. The grant could cover it?
Mhm.
I think if
See,
you're using some,
They gave someone else some grant money to put lights on it, all the tennis court. Or pickleball court, I think.
That'd be good.
good.
All right. So are we good with the tennis
I think so.
expenses?
So you can see there for the operating expenses would be positive $44,000. Is that correct? That doesn't seem correct, but it is. Now that is without these new additions that we put in
Right,
here.
we'll
So
have to
that's
go
gonna
through
get
and do
changed
the,
considerably,
yeah.
Now, that capital purchases, so in there lies $20,000 on top of the $23,625 that has to be repaid to the general fund. So that's $20,000 of equipment purchases, like the ball picker for $6,000, and there's a couple other items I know we have to be ready to replace in the next coming year.
And that's capital
That's capital purchases.
purchases.
Are we good on lawnmowers, David? Okay, because I think we bought one last year, didn't we?
Yeah, but.
You got that Trimax, or the.
Yeah. Now what, I can mechanic, one talk to me, says we really need to start considering a green blower.
The what?
That's another green blower.
Okay.
But he said that the older one they used to,
For the keys.
the keys,
Yeah.
is getting bad. And the
So what makes up the 43,500 in the capital?
So,
Purchases.
that's 23,500 of it. This could probably be broken out separate from capital purchases, but is repaying the general fund, and then the other 20 is for equipment purchases, like the, ball picker or greens mower, things like that.
Okay.
But are we double dipping if we have it up here and
Yeah,
have it
that's
down
what I
here
was
too?
wondering. We have the 23,623 in the,
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, it's listed up
But
here
I
as
can,
23,000 in the expenses, and you say it's down here also, so
Well, maybe it is. Let me see.
that's my
yeah,
definition
because
of
you
double
just
dipping.
mentioned that we're gonna be spending that, or replenishing that fund, right, with the 23,000?
Yeah.
So that should just be 20,000 then, for the
Yeah.
capital
Well,
fund.
Well, yeah, he should.
Okay. Yeah, that does make a difference.
Yeah, okay,
That's a good catch.
20,000 for capital fund, capital purchases.
What's all those greens mowers cost, David or Johnny?
60. No, what, you know, what we
I think
did-
the last one we bought was like 38 or 39.
I'll throw
That
that.
was 2 or 3 years
Yeah,
ago,
that's
so
it, yeah.
probably 40s.
So we'd be looking at a used one.
40s.
So the 43.5 is a little, probably on the low side then.
Yeah, if we're doing my capital purchases.
Mm-hmm.
So we need what, 60,000 there?
Well,
If it's 6,000 for the ball picker and,
yeah, say,
Yeah.
At least 50, I'd say.
Is a,
probably 50, we'll get the pricing on it when we get.
you're talking about a riding green
Yes,
mower?
Greens mower.
Is
greens
it-
mower.
No, it's push.
It's push.
No,
No, it's right.
That's right.
It's the one that they mow the greens and the tees with. It's got the.
I just looked it up on AI and it says it's 25 to 40,000 new,
What, is it push or ride?
riding.
Depends
Yeah,
on what brand you use.
I'm sure, but somewhere in that range.
Because we wanna buy reels, we wanna buy the same brand,
yeah.
because all the reels will interchange, is that correct?
That's correct.
What's the brand?
Toro. That thing, is that
Before.
So it's at least 50,000 should go in there, and maybe 60.
I'd try to see if you could.
Then you have some.
I mean, you got some room, if you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
Go back into
Number
the
2 or not?
No, that's,
It was double dipping, I think.
Okay.
Which is,
Get real.
it's nice to free up 23,000.
Yeah.
$4,000 or something. You don't get after market. Hey, Will, will you check on contingency? Is that plugged in somewhere? Oh, okay, don't show up in red on mine.
Ah,
That's
Yeah.
reason.
let's take that out.
And then facility upgrades, we haven't defined what we mean by those, we're just throwing some money in there, is that what we're,
Well, there, I mean, I know we should do something before too long with the bathroom. And that's,
the bathroom, yes.
But that's already funded. That's funded, that bathroom is funded from insurance proceeds.
Oh, it is?
Yes, after all the roofs put on and everything.
Oh, that's right,
the
that's right,
council
okay.
funded- the council
So
said
we are
can
going
do-
to replace that bathroom?
Yeah, as soon as we get some time.
You talking about on 15?
It's 15, it's bad.
I got an hour out.
Can we tear the whole thing down?
That's the best thing. That's probably the best thing to do.
I think it's just tear the whole thing down, if the plumbing's still okay, we don't know
Well,
that.
You tear it down. you
Just
tear
tear
it
the whole
down.
thing down? Okay. What would be a cost for that? Do you think insurance will cover the whole thing?
I don't remember how much money's left in the insurance. Oh, let me check.
Okay.
I can tell you tomorrow though.
okay. Well, are there any other items we want to talk about for facility upgrades right now? Otherwise, I think in there would probably be repairing hole 10. The erosion issue there would probably fall under that. And we can try to have some numbers for that before too long.
so on capital purchases, you put 60,000?
Yeah, I put 60,000 in that
But
for
is
the,
that taking out the, already, the transfer, the $23,000
right.
transfer?
So the whole, so the 60,000 would be the ball picker and the
Green mower,
greens mower.
okay. Okay,
All right, and I don't have the bottom line with those changes, but
yeah.
I'll put that together and send it out to y'all.
Okay.
okay.
Send it out, then we grind these up in a shredder.
That's right.
All right, I think that's it for today. Is there any questions before we adjourn? Nope. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Mike? Councilman Johnson seconds, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, aye, aye.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you all. I agree.
I do like seeing prior years. He's a wealth of knowledge.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll get the stuff out as soon as I can. I don't think it'll be tonight, though.
I gotta go do a golf thing too. I've gotta do all the stuff for tomorrow.
Well, I saw your survey monkey. I'm not gonna answer it because I don't play often. I want them to get all that input.
I
from
just
other-
wanted,
Yeah, to make us know
make
what
you
was
know,
getting asked.
they had sent it to all the different golf groups and stuff, and
Yeah, I
so
thought the question